So right now I'll be talking about our system database, compliance and security. I'll be discussing what Data Protection Act is, why we should use it, what happens if an organization is found to be breaching this act. I'll be also talking about GDPR, what it is, why we should use it as well, and what happens if an organization is found to be breaching this act. I'll be also talking about what hashing and salting is, and how we can use it, and why we should use it. So, Data Protection Act was implemented in 2018. It sits alongside the UK GDPR to provide a comprehensive data protection framework. It governs how personal information is used by organizations, businesses, or the government. All companies are legally required and obligated to use this law and follow this law. Also, it means that all the users will know that their personal information is fully safe. So it was implemented in 2018. Also, what happens if any organization will breach this act? The Information Commissioner's Office, ICO, has the power to issue warnings just for minor accidental infringements, assessment notices, forcing an audit of the organization's practices, and enforcement notices legally requiring the organization to stop certain processing activities, criminal prosecution in extreme cases of deliberate data misuse. We also need to follow General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR. It has some principles as lawfulness, transparency, fairness, purpose limitation, data minimization, data accuracy, storage limitation, integrity and confidentiality, accountability. It is currently the gold standard for data protection worldwide, and following GDPR ensures that all the data is fully protected. It also means that we need to implement such security strategies as hashing. I'll discuss it a little bit later. Also, of course, there are some penalties and fines if a company breaches GDPR, and company might need to pay some administrative fines, compensation claims. So individuals have the right to claim compensation for damages caused by a data breach. Operational bans. Authorities can temporarily or permanently ban an organization from processing data, effectively shutting down their service. So all of those acts are very necessary to follow, because if a company doesn't follow them, they might have to pay a lot of money. So we also need to implement hashing. So for example, which means we don't need to store a password in our database directly. So for example, here, when we're storing the data of all the users, we have their emails, we have their account status, but we don't have any passwords, because they're stored separately. And what hashing means that if our system is hacked, the hackers can't get the passwords of all our users. They will see some numbers and letters, like here 5E88489, but they won't be able to see the actual passwords of our users. And it also means that the same password will always have the same hash, but we cannot reverse a hash to see the original password, which makes it really secure. And we also have salt. Salt is a unique random string of characters added to a password before it is hashed. So initially we've got a problem that, as I discussed before, that the same password will always produce the same hash, but using salting we can prevent it. We won't have the same hash anymore, because we will add some random letters and numbers to our initial password. So by adding a salt, for example, we've got a password that is password 123. I will also add some random letters like X, Y, 7Z, and the resulting hash becomes unique to that specific user. Even if two users have the same password, their hashes will look completely different because their salts are different, which makes it more secure. So even if we've got two users that have the same password, for example, like password 123, their hashes will be completely different, and the hackers wouldn't be able to get the actual passwords. So hashing and salting are very necessary technologies for us, for the security of our users. Right. And that's the end of my presentation, and thank you for your attention.